Howdy y'all, got the Bulldog on the channel. I just got done with installing a lead frame on a Ford F-150. And if you're anybody that knows anything about late model Fords, you'll know what it is. It's a fairly easy job, pretty straightforward, but it's stupid. Just freaking ignorant. This is a lead frame. Goes inside the transmission, on top of the valve body. So you have to take the valve body out in order to do this job. And the reason we're doing a lead frame is because of a bad speed sensor. This is the speed sensor. This little part right there. Now, in almost every other vehicle, the speed sensor is a part that bolts to the outside of the transmission, and it reaches inside and it takes a speed signal off of a hub or something like some kind of a spiker wheel. And when it goes bad, you take out one bolt, you take the sensor out, you go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone or CarQuest or Advance or whichever parts store that you like their flavor, and you pay $20, $30 for a sensor, and you plug it in there and put one bolt in and you're done. We can't do that here. We need to make the speed sensor part of an entire assembly that requires pulling the valve body off the transmission, which is fairly invasive. You can do it in a vehicle. And they did make it to where certain bolts you take out and yank it out. It's not like it's a day-long ordeal, but it's stupid. Because instead of buying a $30 sensor, you pay, I don't know how much this is, $300, $400 for this whole thing. Now, if your sensor goes bad for your Prindle, which is park, neutral, reverse, drive, all that kind of stuff, if it goes bad, you replace that. If your speed sensor goes bad, you replace that. Any kind of wiring harness that goes bad, you can take it out and replace that. But they made everything into one. There's your speed sensor. There's your shift sensor. It slides. Haven't had one of them bad yet. I don't even know how it works. I think it's got a Hall effect sensor inside of it, instead of having an actual sensor, contacts or anything like that. And here on the back of this lead frame, there's all the connections for all the shift solenoids in the transmission. Now, honestly, there's nothing really hooking up on top of this lead frame. So a little bit of finessing with their design, and they could have put this lead frame on the bottom of the valve body. I mean, just as easily. It just could have been a mirror image, bolted up on the bottom of the valve body, and if something went bad, you could do everything you did, except you yanking it off the bottom instead of taking the whole valve body out and then doing it from the top. I said before, they didn't ask me. I'd have told them. But they're smarter than I am, so they don't need to ask me. I only fix what they break. So, figured I'd give you a little insight where a job that could have come in and cost the customer $150, $175, well, $30 from the sensor, diagnostic, labor, test driving, all that kind of stuff, and out the door for half the cost of just the part on that thing. Something to think about whenever you're buying new vehicles, asking about maintenance, repairs, and the salesman will look at you like, Consumer Reports says this, and this on this brand new vehicle that no one's ever worked on yet. The stuff has to be out there for a while before they realize, oh, jeez, that was a mistake. But, you know, there are certain things that they'll make a little bit easier. They could have made it a whole lot easier by just thinking ahead. I wonder, and I've had it confirmed on some things, where they'll do something specifically to make the job more expensive, more difficult to do, so that it costs more to get it done. When it costs more to get it done, you're less likely to do the repair. You're more likely to say it's not worth that and trade it off on a new vehicle. That's going to be worse than that one was. Oh well. Next week, I get more joy because there's another one coming in. It's the same setup, 3.5 EcoBoost with what I think is a 6R80 transmission. And yeah, this one is going to be a recap of what I did a couple months ago with a EcoBoost, getting all the chains and phasers and all that kind of stuff put on it. This one's got some more problems we'll have to get diagnosed first. We know we're going to be doing chains and phasers because the customer says that you start it up and so that's change rattling. So, but we want to find out, you know, the drivability issues. It's got some issues where it's going down the highway and you can ease into it and get up to speed, but if you step on it hard, it just goes blah. So hopefully we're talking about just a running problem with the motor rather than a boost problem with the turbo. These things have had some issues with the wastegates getting loose or sticking, or, you know. I hope we're not getting into that, because this guy just bought this truck. He actually traded off his other vehicle. He has nothing to drive, and now here he is, walking. So, think about that too whenever you're getting a new vehicle. Dig pretty deep when it comes to finding out something about it. Yeah, you might have put some money aside just in case it needs a little something, but those things, they're a boat. You've heard of a boat, haven't you? Every time you take it out, break out another 1,000. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification down there, share it around to whatever social network platform you subscribe to. Use all them little buttons, and we'll talk at you later.